Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. We are your hosts, Wes Troop
and Emily Liston.
And this week we're going to be discussing one of the most popular attractions at Epcot, Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship. I don't know if I want to go that far.
Where are we going? And what kind of future will we Howling Reed's flag is inventing a pass.
My past life. Thank you, Phoenicians.
And with math comes mechanical technology and the birth of the high-tech life we enjoy today. Arab and Jewish scholars call it the first backup. Gutenberg invents the movable type printing press. Spaceship Earth.
When you enter Epcot, the first thing you see is a massive sphere supported by 3 legs that stands 18 stories tall. No, it's not a golf ball, it's Spaceship Earth. And the park icon isn't just an impressive structure to look at, you can go inside of it as well. The ride was a collaboration from Disney, author Ray Bradbury, who also penned the original script for the attraction, and the Smithsonian Institute, among others. The idea of the attraction was to take guests back into the beginning of time to see how communication has evolved into what it is today.
The structural design of Spaceship Earth was made by Simpson Gumpert and Heger Incorporated. While it looks like one sphere, the attraction is actually 2. One inside the other, and the outer sphere holds the inner core and the ride system. The outside of the ride is made of carbon aluminium, or aluminum if you're from the United States. It's a compound called alucobond, which can easily withstand Florida's warm temperatures. Spaceship Earth also has a genius gutter system where, instead of pouring down on guests when it rains, the water is sucked into the panels and ends up in the World Showcase Lagoon. The attraction took 2 years and 2 months and a total of 40,800 labour hours to be completed. It was up and running on Epcot's opening day on October 1st, 1982.
When guests get inside the structure, they board into their ride vehicles, which can seat up to 4 guests. The attraction runs on the Omni Mover system, much like the Haunted Mansion. Riders are greeted by a narrator who discusses the scenes that are being portrayed. Past narrators include Lawrence Dobkin, Walter Cronkite, Jeremy Irons, and currently, Dame Judi Dench. Gotta love the Dame. Anyway, guests are taken back in time to the days of Neanderthals, complete with audio animatronic figures, where we see the first form of communication in cave paintings. Next up, the Egyptians who used hieroglyphics on papyrus, and of course, we have to thank the Phoenicians for the alphabet. Thank you, Phoenicians!
Can't believe you added that in. Guests then travel past scenes depicting the fall of Rome, Jewish and Islamic scholars who preserved information, Gutenberg and his printing press, and Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel. The time travel vehicle soon goes by noisy streets and see new forms of communication like the telegraph, radios, telephones, movies and television, where a family is watching man land on the moon. Finally, we see large computers and Steve Wozniak working on a smaller sized computer for homes. The ride vehicles turn as guests get to see a large projection of Earth in a planetarium-like section.
Over the past few years, a fun new feature has been added where you can select what your future will be like by answering a few questions on a small screen in the vehicle. At the beginning of the ride, your picture is taken and then used here in a short animated film. When the ride ends, guests exit into an exhibit called Project Tomorrow, where they can see their pictures on a giant world map and play a few games as well. When visiting Epcot, make sure Spaceship Earth is on your to-do list.
I love the ride. We love it every time we go. Like, my whole family loves it. It's our favourite ride in Epcot, including Test Track. And yeah, we just really love it. We like seeing all the animatronics, and it's just really cozy in there. Get to have a little chill time away from the sun. Before it got refurbished, we liked looking out for the hidden Mickeys where the priest is, although we can't see it anymore, so I think it's gone. Do you know what I mean, where the priest is writing the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just really enjoy it. It was really good when they refurbished it. We like the video. Obviously there's pictures of it, which you've probably seen already. Yeah, just really fun. It's one of our favourite rides. I really love it.
Yeah, I like Spaceship Earth. It's one of the better rides in Epcot, like Emily said. It's the first thing you see, obviously, and a lot of people like to go to that first, so it can be crowded in the morning. It would probably be best if you're there when the park opens to go to Test Track or Soarin', because those are the ones with the real long lines. But if you really want to ride it first, okay. It is cool. It's nice and air conditioned in there. I like all the different animatronics, and I was saying to Emily earlier this week, I think it would be really cool if I think this sometimes when I'm riding it. It would be really cool if they replaced one of the animatronics with an actual person, and just scare the crap out of everybody. Because that would be the perfect ride to do it. Because you're just sitting there, you're like, oh yeah, whatever, and just to have someone be like, hey, it would really scare the crap out of you.
Did you like it when they changed the video? So like when you're coming back, that you can create your own future?
Yeah, I really like that too. It surprised me the first time. I was like, what the heck is this? It was something totally different when I was on it back in 2011, I think. And I thought it was really cool. I tried to videotape it, but my screen went black. So I'm like, oh, I guess I guess I'm not gonna see it. Yeah, the first time I was on, my screen didn't show up, and I was on with my aunt and cousin. They were in front of me, and I was behind them, and I could watch theirs, but I didn't get mine. I'm like, oh well, that sucks. But I went on again, and then I got to see it. So that was good. And then of course I've been there since, so I've got to do it. It's fun. It's better than staring at a blank wall while you go backwards. You know?
Yeah. And, well, that I did like before because it had like lights everywhere. Like I like the lights that they've got now. Like it's loads of little like fairy lights here and there and everywhere. But yeah, it makes my eyes trip out. Have you ever looked at it? You know when you just see the Earth and then you go backwards and then there's thousands of lights everywhere?
Yeah.
It makes my eyes go blurry. I hope someone else out there is watching this, and I hope they say, "Ah, oh, me too. Finally, somebody else." Yeah, and I always like the old song "Tomorrow's Child." My friend Susie on Twitter, her Twitter handle is Tomorrow's Child. It's a cool. I know you're saying what does it sound like? You want me to sing? All right, well, if I have to. Am I saying any of this? I don't know.
Tomorrow's child, do 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 do, 'cause the future world is born today.
Is this really happening right now?
No charge for that concert.
Thank God I would have asked my money back.
Yeah, and of course, I know you were telling me you like to do something fun when you go past a certain part, and I, of course, I already said about it in our little intro. You have to thank the Phoenicians for creating the alphabet. Dame Judi Dench says it. She says, next time you're think about the alphabet or whatever, you have to thank the Phoenicians. So I always go, thank you, Phoenicians. And then everyone just is like, what? I don't know. It's just this little thing I do. Now, what's the funny thing you do?
Thanks for making me say it. Every time we walk past... Oh, wait. Every time we... You
get out of the vehicle and walk past.
I have a look around. I watch the telly. I'm in there. I'm the person that jumps out at you, but I'm not supposed to be there. Every time we go past Michelangelo with a painting, we always say, oh, he's not finished yet. How long's it taken him? Etc. etc. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah.
I'll have to do that next time I go too.
I'll have to thank the Phoenicians.
Yes.
For you. I will. One that I really like is when you go in and you see the projection of the Earth, but you can see the inside of the Epcot ball. Like you can see the triangular. I really like that.
Right. Yeah.
And you really see like how high up you are because you can see it, and it kind of shows how small it is and then how compact the ride is like underneath you. I think it's really cool.
I think that's neat too. I always love when you hear the guy right behind you. Your vehicle is going backward, or whatever. Yeah. As for your return to Earth, I'm like,
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh.
I got stuck once for like a little while, in I think it was the part with the kid with the newspaper. Extra, read all about it. I'm like, I wanted to strangle that kid. Because I think I was stuck at least 10 minutes, and that's all I heard. Extra! If I could kill one audio animated character per vacation, that one would have been dead that time.
He faces backwards now.
That's because he doesn't want to see me, because he knows I got a fist for him.
I always remember the bit, just before the Rome bit where it's burnt down and it stinks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, which by the way smell like bacon flavored crisps. There's always this moment which isn't there anymore, where it was like a hologram. No, it was like a projection of the carriage, the Roman carriage. It runs down the thing, then it runs up. My mum was weirdly obsessed with it, where she had to she had to see it and she had to watch the last one and like count it. She had to always watch it to see if it would always run again and stuff. And then when it got refurbished, they took it out. And she was like, "Where the hell is it?" I think she was kind of relieved because she didn't have to stare at it the whole time.
So yes, definitely when you go to Epcot, definitely make sure you check out Spaceship Earth. It's a must-do at Epcot, of course. Usually the lines aren't too bad. You can usually get, on pretty fast. Because it's, the Omni Mover keeps people going.
Yes, definitely go on it. It's one of my favourite rides, even though some people think it's a bit dated. A little bit.
Or boring?
It's not boring. I didn't say boring. I said dated. I don't think it's dated or boring, as Wes puts it. I think it's brilliant and always something to look at and interesting, and I love it.
In the news this week, Disney took to Twitter with a big announcement. First of all, to follow the HitchHiking host. That was the first big announcement. The next was, though, and they had a picture that was filled with 140 characters. Get it? Characters.
Okay, here it is. We were looking at it earlier. It's like this. And then, let's see, all the characters.
In the shape of the hashtag. The next all-night event on both coasts was announced. The Rock Your Disneyside Party will be a 24-hour-long event at both the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World and Disneyland Park from 6 a.m. in the morning on May 23rd to 6 a.m. in the morning on May 24th. So it's an all-day event, obviously, 24 hours. Certain rides are open. most rides, maybe the Hall of Presidents might not be open at 5 in the morning. Why you do that at 5 in the morning, I have no idea. But yeah, take a nap in the Hall of Presidents. There go our Hall of President fans.
I am a Hall of President fan. I love it. So I was only messing.
Dan, I know both of us would probably do this if we were down there at those dates. Neither one of us are going to be there at those dates, but it would be fun. So if you're going to be in Disneyland or Magic Kingdom that day, we definitely would love to see your pictures of what's going on. Definitely tweet them to us and let us know how it's going if you're there that day. I'm sure we're going to do a little recap of what happened if anything cool pops up. But I think it's a good idea to do that. It's for an entire day. It's pretty neat. What do you think?
No, I think it's really cool. I wish I was there for it. It'll just be an entire day in Magic Kingdom. It'd be good times. I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder how they're going to open it and everything as well. I wonder if it's going to be the same.
With the opening ceremony?
Yeah.
Probably.
I hope they kind of change it a little bit.
They'd be like, the mayor will be like half asleep. He'll be like,
yeah, then Sleepy comes out.
Yeah, Sleepy. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the old days when they had the e-ticket ride thing. I remember that was like till 2 or 3 in the morning. When I went over with my dad when I was younger, he'd have me up till 3 in the morning. We'd be like on Space Mountain, Splash Mountain. That was awesome. They don't do that anymore. Now they just have the extra magic hours or whatever, but they're not till 3 in the morning. So it kind of reminds me of that, which is awesome. But it's only once a year now instead of like a couple times a week.
Yeah. But, I can imagine a lot of teenagers doing it.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
get to stay there later and stuff. Obviously, you can't drink in the Magic Kingdom. It's probably for the best as the rides.
Well, yeah, other than guests, restaurant.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool because then you get to, like for the teenagers that have gone on holiday there, like instead of just doing, downtown Disney and Islands of Adventure and stuff, you get to stay in one of the parks for the whole evening. So it's really cool. I'd love to do it. I'd be there till like 4 in the morning, watch the sun come up.
Maybe that would want to be like your last day of vacation, or because then you have to wait. It'll be like, oh, now it's time to go to Epcot, yay!
At least it's not like a lockdown where you have to stay.
True, yeah. You cannot leave the park.
There were more changes announced for the Magic Kingdom this week. The Central Plaza area between Main Street and Cinderella's Castle will be undergoing some changes. New additions will include new trees and landscaping inspired by European castles. 2 additional pathways, more seating outside the Plaza restaurant and Casey's Corner, and a special area for firework viewing. The project has already begun and is expected to finish in 2015. And I've seen pictures of it, and I've seen pictures of it when they drained the water around it before. I mean, it doesn't look nice, but it's got to be done, I guess, to refurbish it all.
Yeah, right. I guess, yeah, while they're working on it, it won't be looking beautiful or anything, but, yeah, I think it looks all right like it is, but more firework viewing area, that sounds good. It's always very crowded around there, and especially on Main Street, it's like a mass just sea of people, especially when the fireworks are over. And I always cut through the shops. I probably shouldn't say that because now everyone's gonna do it. But pretend you're shopping and just be like, hey.
Hey, look at over here. Yeah, right. Well, basically, last year we went, and every year we've gone, it's been fine. We always watch the fireworks and it's been fine. And this year we were a minute and a half late for it, just because we were on Pirates of the Caribbean and then our boat got stuck, and then we ran to Main Street and it had already begun.
Imagine that, your boat getting stuck on Pirates of the Caribbean. That's never happened before.
I know. But basically, the Main Street, the ring where everyone stands, and then they block everyone in, and then they leave a gap, and then they block everyone in Main Street, but they leave an aisle so people can leave if they want to. We were trying to get in, and the security guards were standing there, and every single time we went to stop to watch the fireworks, they were like, you have to keep moving, and they were really mad about it. And we were like, but we want to see them. They were like, you've missed it, and we were ushered out of the park. We were ushered out the whole park. We didn't see it. We had to come back and watch it again.
Wow.
Ridiculous. I was really angry. I've never seen people in Magic Kingdom be like that before. But they would not let you stand still. They would not let you. Yeah, they would not let you sneak in. They would not let you watch the fireworks. They just made you get out. I was like really upset.
That's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be good to have extra room.
So yeah, we're definitely going to keep everybody updated on that as we get more info. Other news this week, Walt Disney World has raised their prices on theme park tickets. Yes, unfortunately, again. Yeah, they did last year, and now they did it this year again. Thankfully for me, it's not Disneyland yet, because I didn't buy my tickets yet for my April vacation. But just Disney World. As usual, the prices vary with what ticket you are looking to purchase, like a one-day ticket, a Magic Your Way base ticket, or Hopper Pass, and whether you want the water park option or other add-ons. Florida residents and military families will receive discounts as well. Annual passes also increased. Just to give you an example, a normal one-day ticket to Magic Kingdom is now $105.44, $105.44, and other parks, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios, Disney Animal Kingdom, $100.11 for a one-day base ticket. That means you can't go to any other parks. So now it's at least $100 to get in for any of the 4 parks. And that means all the tickets have been raised.
So basically, if you're from England, that is £62.97 a day.
Thanks for the report.
You're very welcome.
It doesn't surprise me, but do they really need to do it? Is the question.
They can.
Well, yeah, they can. Of course they can. People are still gonna. It's not gonna stop me from going that they raised it $5 to get into one of the parks. You know, it's like, oh well.
It's a lot of money, but it's obviously worth it.
So yeah, if you're interested in all the new pricing, check out the official Disney Parks website. They've got it all there.
Also, for those looking to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant in downtown Disney will include 9 different bands, dancers, and of course great food in a 10-day holiday celebration. The restaurant is open from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. from March the 7th to the 14th and noon to 1 a.m. On March the 15th to the 17th. On St. Patrick's Day, seating will be first come first serve, and there is also a $10 cover charge for the guests over 18 and older. Also, check out some of the new food trucks at Downtown Disney for some Irish holiday specials, which I can only imagine being Guinness.
I would think, yeah. Maybe you get little gold coins. Maybe that's the holiday special.
Maybe.
I've passed Raglan Road. I've never eaten there, but I heard the Irish music, and I'm like, what? Huh? So it seems pretty neat. I've looked inside. I've never eaten there though. Have you ever eaten there?
No, I've never been there because I live near Ireland. I've been to Ireland, so I'd rather eat in an American theme.
La-di-da.
La-di-da.
Definitely, if you're looking for a cool place to spend the holiday, you have 10 days there. Check out Raglan Road. You can make reservations now. Some more heart-wrenching news for me. Well, I knew about this a little while ago, but more refurbishments coming to the Disneyland Resort. Surprise, surprise. Alice in Wonderland will be closed from March 10th until sometime this July. The attraction will be going over routine maintenance and some small changes to the outside of the ride. And I've never been on Alice in Wonderland, so that kind of is a bummer. And they don't. It's a Disneyland exclusive ride, so oh well. I'll see you next Disneyland trip, I suppose, unless it's closed. Over at Disney's California Adventure, the Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure will be closed until sometime in early May. And I was also looking forward to seeing that because I haven't seen that one yet in California Adventure or in New Fantasyland. But I guess I shall see it in New Fantasyland next time.
So I like that you say it with a smile on your face, but you're actually livid.
Yes, exactly. I will have to make the best of what I am given, basically.
You're only going to Disneyland.
So there's other rides that are going to be closed, and once we get the official report on that, we'll let you know.
A new drop ride named Falcon Fury will be opening at Busch Gardens Tampa on May 1st. It will be the tallest freestanding drop tower in North America, standing at 335 feet tall. Once at the top of the tower, the ride will dangle riders 90 degrees into a face-down dive position and then plunge straight down the tower at 60 miles an hour. So it's kind of like what's it called? Shikra?
Yeah, I call that ride Shakira. Because
Nice.
the hips don't lie on that ride, but
So basically a lot taller, a lot scarier, and
yeah,
a
and
lot.
it's more or less that ride combined with Doctor Doom's Fearfall for
Right.
a universal comparison. The ride sounds like a beast. We don't talk much about Busch Gardens on here, but when we do, that's my Dos Equis meme. This sounds like a pretty cool ride, and would you go on this, Emily?
No.
That's a very straight answer. No.
No. No.
I don't know if I would. I'd have to see it first.
No.
I'd pretty much go on anything, but if some things with heights get me weird. I don't like the whole feels like you're falling out of the ride thing. Like you get when you do Doctor Doom, it feels like you're gonna fall out of the seat. So I don't know.
I was gonna say, I'm terrified of heights, and I won't even go on Shikra, so there's no way in hell I'm gonna go on this. I've only been on Doctor Doom twice, and I only went on it twice because I know that it wasn't that bad the first time I went on it. But I hadn't gone on it for about, well, I haven't been on it in the 11 times that I gone. I hadn't been on it, and then I went on it. And I would never ever go on this ride, ever. No one, even if you pay me £1,000. If you pay me $1 million, yeah, I would. But it's terrifying to me, and I haven't even seen it yet.
So as we get more on the ride, we will be updating you with that.
Right.
The Oscars were this past Sunday, and Frozen walked away a big winner. Of course. The film took home the award for Best Animated Feature and Best Song for Let It Go. Idina Menzel, who of course is the voice of Elsa, performed the song as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. It's also been confirmed, speaking of the characters of Frozen, that Anna and Elsa will be on the Princess Garden float. We had talked about this before, but it's confirmed now, alongside Cinderella, Belle, and Tiana in the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which debuts Sunday, March 9th. Just a quick note about the Festival of Fantasy. For those of you who are going, we would really appreciate sending us pictures, video, whatever you got. We will play it on the show, because next week we're going to do a little bit of a review, the two of us, on our thoughts of the Festival of Fantasy.
It does look really cool, so I can't wait to see everyone's pictures of what it actually looks like instead of professional pictures, just to actually see it in action.
Right, yeah, I'm excited to hear the music and
Yeah.
whatnot, and who all ends up in it in the final floats and stuff like that.
I'm very excited to see Maleficent's dragon as well, because I've seen a picture of it, and I'm really excited to see how big it is and what it looks like actually coming down. So really excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be neat. So yeah, back to the Oscars. We all have heard about the infamous John Travolta flub on Idina Menzel's name before she sang. He called her Adele Dazeem. And I was watching, I'm like, did Idina not make it? And then they showed, I'm like, oh, he totally just botched her name. I thought maybe she was sick and someone else came to sing it. I'm like, well, that's weird. I thought she was supposed to be singing it. And Adele Dazeem. And now there's a thing on the internet called Travoltified Names. Put it in Google, it's pretty funny. I looked up our names, Emily, and so yes, if John Travolta was introducing our Hitchhiking host show, I would be Wayne Taylor and you would be Elijah Leswiz.
I love it.
And Idina Menzel was on The Tonight Show last night, one of my favorite shows with Jimmy Fallon. She sang Let It Go with him and his band The Roots, and they did it by playing preschool instruments. So that was a lot of fun.
So cute. Oh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And Adina did really well there. So that, as always.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the Oscars yet.
Well, those two
Sorry.
awards were just spoiled for you.
Yeah, I know you did. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, after we say a whole 10 minutes on it, we say spoiler alert, you know.
And I've purposely avoided all the news reports so I could watch the highlights, because obviously it was on late here and I couldn't watch it. So I know some stuff now, but I'll still watch the highlights.
Before we go, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Hitcher, that's the name for our fans, at Beach Boy Quigs. He is selling some Disney-inspired art pieces. He takes requests, and I think this stuff looks awesome. Also a shout out to Hitcher at Emily_Georgina for bringing it to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, definitely check that out. That's all the time we've got for this week. Emily, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter. It's at EL5AME.
And for me, of course, youtube.com/westside515 for my movie reviews. My Twitter is at WesAList.
You can also follow our show. It's at HitchHostShow, and a ghost will follow you back.
It's almost like I wrote that joke for you. Wow.
I know, it's almost, but not quite.
We think the same a lot at the time, so.
We do, apart from my better.
And yes, and of course there's our Facebook page, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Like us on there, and subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/HitchHostShow. So definitely don't forget to
Hurry back
for our next episode.
See you next week. Hello.